1 New York.
Always live on the free Odyssey app.
More people get their news from 1010 Wins than from any other radio station in the nation. Gary Souter is at the editor's desk. I'm Ashok Bala.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM, New York.
Good evening. It's 87 degrees at 6 o'clock. I'm Bud Mishkin. Here's what's happening. Ukrainian President Zelensky will have plenty of backup this time for his meeting tomorrow with President Trump at the White House. European and NATO leaders will be joining him.
We believe that there were up to 4 shooters involved in this incident.
3 people are dead, at least 9 wounded from a mass shooting at a club in Crown Heights at 3:30 this morning. The U.S. Open begins tomorrow with a week of qualifying matches. Air Canada's flights are still grounded because of a work stoppage by 10,000 flight attendants. And actor Terrence Stamp, known for his work in Billy Budd, Far From the Madding Crowd, and the Superman movies, has died. Sports, the Mets are playing the Mariners tonight in the Little League Classic game in Williamsport, PA. Yankees beat the Cardinals. NYCFC is playing Nashville. AccuWeather, a gusty thunderstorm is around this evening. Otherwise, cloudy and breezy with a shower or two and a low of 67. It's news time, 6:01. Let's get you where you need to go. And we check in with Susan Brown.
And starting off in the Garden State on the northbound Garden State Parkway, local lanes just past exit 109 in Red Bank. An overturned car taking a couple lanes down and a 4-mile delay behind that with a looky-loos. So use the express lanes as an alternate if you can. And with this wicked weather coming in further north on the Garden State, heavy rain causing delays, possible ponding too. So you know what to do. Slow your roll. And that is in both directions between Irvington and Bloomfield. Both directions of 287 between Basking Ridge and Morristown, exit 30 and 35. You've got low visibility, possible ponding there as well, and the Route 78 in both directions between exit 43 in Berkeley Heights and Route 24. Those heavy rains causing delays. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and the tunnels. We're looking at 35 minutes on the inbound Holland from Pulaski. Not much better really. About 25 minutes from the Newark Bay Extension on the inbound Holland. The George seems to be behaving okay this evening. The outbound and inbound George, 20 to 25 minutes. Inbound Lincoln, about 20 minutes. So we're going to see the outer bridge getting heavy, as well as the Goethals and the Verrazano. The outer bridge run just a few minutes quicker than the Goethals. That's going to average about 20 minutes on the Goethals heading into Staten Island. Susan Brown and 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM.
It's been a hot, sticky weekend, but thunderstorms are on the horizon. Let's check in and get the latest from AccuWeather's Carl Erickson.
That's right, by some pretty hefty storms moving into the city right now. Some of the heaviest core of the storm across Upper Manhattan, Cliffside Park, starting to spill over into portions of the Bronx right now. Another core of that storm, basically from Jersey City over toward Elizabeth, that's sliding off, will be impacting Staten Island into Brooklyn here within the next 10-20 minutes. Very heavy rainfall with that, damaging wind gusts possible. Main threat will be some of that ponding of water and also poor drainage flooding, and also reduced visibility with very heavy downpours moving on through. These storms should be out of the city, though, within the next hour. Should begin to quiet things down after 7:30, and there could still be a leftover shower or two tonight. But about after this is the leading edge of a nice, refreshing air mass coming on in. And I'll be back in about 10 minutes with a complete AccuWeather forecast, talking about the nice stretch of weather coming up next week.
Ukrainian President Zelensky will be in Washington tomorrow to meet with President Trump at the White House. Their earlier meeting at the White House this year came completely unraveled, with President Trump and Vice President Vance criticizing and castigating Zelensky. This time, Zelensky will be joined by European leaders. He visited EU headquarters in Brussels today to meet with Ursula von der Leyen, the president of the European Commission.
We have to stop the killings. Putin has many demands. It's impossible to do this under the pressure of weapons. So it's necessary to cease fire and work quickly on a final deal.
President Putin refused to agree to a ceasefire at his summit with President Trump in Alaska Friday. That had been President Trump's goal going into that meeting, but after the summit, President Trump aligned with Russia's goal of an end to the war without a ceasefire. Closer to home, a mass shooting early this morning in Crown Heights, Brooklyn.
Last night, we lost 3 New Yorkers and 9 more are in the hospital after a horrific act of gun violence at a nightclub in Crown Heights.
The shooting happened at the Taste of the City Lounge on Franklin Avenue just before 3:30 this morning.
After finding 42 shell casings, police say there was more than one shooter at Taste of the City Lounge. Folks in the area now on edge.
Really heartbreaking.
Right now, I can't even have my daughter go outside to the store and feel comfortable. You know, it's crazy.
But Marie was at the party. She lost her phone, wallet, and sight of her friend.
Because he was next to me. I couldn't say nothing to him. I was just trying to get out, save my life.
And she's not sure if he's one of the 12 victims.
So now I went to the car. I saw the car is there. I don't see him, so it gotta be something happened to him.
Police also finding a gun nearby, but not the shooters. Amanda Alexander, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM in Crown Heights.
The city's cooling centers are incredibly important during summer heat waves, especially for those who do not have air conditioning at home. Councilmember Keith Powers says the city's current cooling center plan has been successful in protecting New Yorkers in extreme heat, but there's room for improvement. A new bill passed in the city council, and it aims to do just that.
One of the key components of our legislation doesn't exist today is doing a requirement that there is a certain amount of centers, so 7 centers per 100,000 people. So we don't have a cluster of cooling centers in one borough or one area.
And making sure that neighborhoods that are at high risk of high heat and home to vulnerable populations have access to cooling centers. U.S. Open gets underway tomorrow at the USTA Billie Jean King National Tennis Center with a first round of qualifying matches. The qualifying matches take place during the first week and conclude on August 20th. Men's and women's singles start on August 24th. Admission is free to the public for the first week of qualifying tournaments. Tickets to the regular 2-week tournament, the regular 2 weeks of the U.S. Open, are not free. Erin has been downgraded to a Category 3. Wind and heavy rain are lashing Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, and the East Coast will still see some effect.
Fingers crossed as Hurricane Erin churns out in the Atlantic. Right now, weather experts think the huge storm will eventually turn away from the U.S. East Coast. High surf and an increasing risk of rip currents will be growing threats through the week from the Carolinas here to the Northeast. The National Weather Service has already posted small craft advisories for the coastline of Delaware, New Jersey, New York, and Massachusetts.
It's correspondent Jim Krasula. If you have an Air Canada flight, you really have to check with the carrier, because the airline was set to resume flights today after a back-to-work order to striking flight attendants from the Canadian government. 10,000 flight attendants decided to stay off the job. The president of the Canadian Union of Public Employees, Wesley Lasowski.
We're not willing to accept binding arbitration at this stage. We're here to negotiate a collective agreement, something that we can now see was put on hold by Air Canada, awaiting this decision. We're just not going to accept it at this time.
Air Canada says the plan now is to resume flights Monday evening. U.S. Steel says it has an idea about what caused an explosion that killed 2 people and sent 10 others to the hospital last week.
U.S. Steel says buildup in a gas valve ahead of routine maintenance may have been the cause of Monday's deadly explosion at a facility in Clairton, Pennsylvania. Matthew Mahalik, executive director of the Breathe Project, says there's been concern about this plant for years, and now that it's been badly damaged,
it's imperative to ask the question, does it make sense to keep dumping resources into such a plant?
He blames a pattern of underinvestment. The United Steelworkers Union did not comment on U.S. Steel's thoughts about the cause of the blast. Brian Clark, ABC News.
Multiple reports indicate that some National Guard troops deployed to Washington, D.C. will carry firearms. That's a change from earlier this week when Guard members were first deployed. 3 Republican-led states, West Virginia, South Carolina, and Ohio, are sending their National Guard units to Washington at the request of the Trump administration. The presence of National Guard troops has received a mixed response from locals in D.C. President Trump says the move is designed to crack down on crime in Washington. As far as the numbers are concerned, crime rates in the city are at their lowest levels in decades. Now this message, Hanover Bank, forward together. Visit hanoverbank.com today.
Here's another Immigration Minute from Gahey & Associates. Gahey & Associates is one of New York's top immigration law firms. They handle all immigration matters, including sponsoring relatives, spouse or fiancé visas, political asylum, deportation matters, employment-based immigration and entertainers visas. Call Gahey & Associates at 956-GAHEY-LAW. That's 956-434-4529. And get a free consultation regarding your immigration issue. Do what many other immigrants have done and let the immigration law firm of Gahee & Associates help you and your family. Call Gahee & Associates at 956-434-4529 or at GaheeLaw.com. Gahee is spelled G-E-H-I. Call the immigration experts at Gahee & Associates at 956-434-4529 or at 956-GAHEE-LAW or at GaheeLaw.com. Call Gahee & Associates at 956-GAHEE-LAW. Se habla español.
This Labor Day weekend, we're celebrating Bob's Discount Furniture's 200th store milestone with the entire Bob's family across the country. For more than 30 years, we've believed everyone deserves the home they love. That's why we brought our everyday low prices on furniture, mattresses, and more to over 200 locations from coast to coast and counting. Not to mention free treats for the whole family in our cafes. Celebrate Bob's Discount Furniture's 200 store milestone this Labor Day weekend. Oh my God.
Back to school is on the brain. That means new notebooks, pencils, new everything. And while the kids are getting ready to get book smart, it's time for you to save smart with Straight Talk Wireless. Switch now and get a free Moto G 2025 with 5G when you activate select plans. Now that's a smart call. Get Straight Talk covered by Verizon's 5G network. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Offer valid through 10/19/25. Taxes and fees apply. Purchase of gold unlimited plan or higher required for offer. Must activate the plan in store at Walmart. Cannot be combined with other offers.
Wednesday News Time, 6:11. Let's get you where you need to go. We check in with Susan Brown.
And New Jersey is getting it. Both directions of the Garden State Parkway into Irvington. You've got flooding affecting all lanes of traffic. And with that heavy rain hitting your windshield, can't see very well. So you might go right into that ponding. So slow it. Northbound Garden State Parkway, the local lanes, that overturned car being cleared away in Red Bank right around exit 109. Till that traffic lets up, you can use the express lanes or Route 35 as your alternate. Heavy rains, low visibility, possible ponding both directions of Route 287 between Basking Ridge and Morristown. That's exit 30 and 35. Ditto for Route 78 between Berkeley Heights, exit 43, and Springfield. We've got problems still in the Westchester County with that eastbound Cross County Parkway near the Bronx River. Closed down. Police activity has all those local lanes down. So you can use the express lanes and then double back if you need, or just skip it all together. Use the Thruway, Kimball, or Route 22 to get around that. Here's what we see in Long Island's Big Three. Westbound LIE delays around Glen Cove Road and continue right into Queens. The westbound Northern State, slowdowns from Willis Ave. That's exit 28 to Lakeville Road. That's exit 25. Southern State, you've got pocket delays, but no collisions or stalls at this point. And here's what you need to know about the bridges and the tunnels. Holland coming inbound from the Pulaski, it's lightened up just a touch, about 35 minutes. 25 from Newark Bay Extension. George running about 20 to 25, both levels in both directions. The outer bridge runs a few minutes quicker than the Goethals, which is about 20 minutes into Staten Island. Susan Browning, 1010 Winds at 92.3 FM.
Now let's check out the AccuWeather 4-day forecast with meteorologist Carl Erickson.
And tracking those heavy storms through the city right now, we'll begin to see the rain begin to taper off in Manhattan here in the next 20-30 minutes as the heavier storms slide southeast into Brooklyn and Staten Island, everything going off to the southeast here. So a gradual improvement, the worst of it over the city right now, again with those very heavy downpours, creating some flooding, especially low-lying poor drainage areas. Watch out for that ponding of water and reduced visibility as those storms are moving on through right now. Later on tonight, we'll have a leftover shower down to 67. This is all the leading edge of a nice, refreshing air mass putting in for tomorrow. Much quieter weather pattern for much of this upcoming week as some sunshine returns tomorrow. High 75. Low 66 tomorrow night. Then beautiful weather Tuesday, Wednesday. Low humidity, some sunshine. High 76 Tuesday. Wednesday's high 78. Currently 85 of those storms moving through. Winds southeast at 3 miles per hour. Repeating the current temperature, 85 going down to 67 in Midtown. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Guy Erickson on New York's weather station. 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
Coming up, a former president gets the honor of being on a forever stamp.
Honey, is our car car still under warranty?
No, not anymore.
My sister just got an extended service plan from Ox Car Care.
Ox Car Care?
Yeah, Ox will cover our repair bills if anything happens to our car, new brakes, a transmission, AC, or engine problems. Plus, Ox Car Care offers free oil changes, tire rotation, and roadside assistance.
Wait a minute, we pay nothing on the repairs? Ox gets it fixed for us? Free oil changes, free tire rotation, and free roadside assistance? What's the number?
800-270-8132. Ox has a 30-day money-back guarantee and an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. They handle their claims from start to finish, unlike other warranty companies. We should call now. 800-270-8132.
The last thing we need is an unexpected car repair bill. I'm calling Ox Car Care now.
Call Ox Car Care for your free quote. 800-270-8132. Ask about senior and military discounts. Don't get stuck with a major car repair bill. Call Ox Car Care. 800-270-8132 or oxcarcare.com.
The U.S. Open Tennis Championships kick off with Fan Week, week 1 of the 3-week tennis spectacular, and admission is completely free. Catch the world's best tennis players up close as they prepare for the championships. The grounds will be buzzing all week long with live DJ sets, special guests, giveaways, and more. U.S. Open Fan Week, August 18th through August 23rd. Be part of the action. Visit usopen.org/fanweek for more info.
Hi, we're Wren Kitchens. In our 50-year history, we've made and installed millions of quality kitchens, and now you can find us at the Home Depot across the tri-state area. With thousands of styles and colors to choose from, we offer a free home measurement service and expert design consultation. All of our kitchens are made in the U.S. and delivered directly to you and installed by our specialist fitters. We cut out the middleman to save you money. And with our flexible financing, you can spread the cost over 7 years. Come down to Wren Kitchens at the Home Depot now. Finance subject to credit approval. Offers may change. See website for more details.
Actor Terrence Stamp has died. He first came to prominence with a series of roles in the 1960s in films such as Billy Budd, The Collector, and Far from the Madding Crowd. He also played the villain General Zod in the Superman films. Then there was the 1994 Australian film The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
Could I please have a Scullion tonic, a Bloody Mary, and a lime daiquiri, please?
Well, what have we got here, eh? A couple of shy girls.
The film caused quite a sensation at the time for its story of 2 drag performers and a trans woman on a road trip through the outback. Stamp played the trans woman. No word on the cause of death. He was 87. A former president is getting the honor of being on a forever stamp.
The U.S. Postal Service says it will put out a commemorative forever stamp honoring Georgia's only president, Jimmy Carter. The Postal Service plans to release the stamp for purchase in Atlanta on October 1st, which would have been Carter's 101st birthday. The stamp shows Carter wearing a suit with a brown and black tie, his name up top in gold with a black background. Carter died in December after being in hospice care for nearly 2 years.
It's correspondent Matt Piper. There's a new documentary in select theaters about the late musician Jeff Buckley.
It's Never Over tells of Jeff Buckley's talent and struggles.
The thing that went along with that was not the fun part.
Buckley drowned in 1997 at 30. Now, Buckley's version of Hallelujah is streamed on Spotify an average of more than 100,000 times a day. Filmmaker Amy Berg took years to convince Buckley's mother the film should be made.
He's got just this ability to connect with his listeners on such a deep level.
It's correspondent Steve Kaysen.
This is a very important money-saving message for every luxury car buyer in New York from Premier Luxury Lincoln headquarters, and it's authentic, it's real. Every luxurious, magnificent, ultra plush and comfortable Lincoln in our entire inventory. No finance charge, 0% APR financing, and that's going to save you thousands of dollars. 0 down payment, then get even bigger savings on every new luxury Lincoln in stock, even our great, incomparable Navigators, every last one decreased in price, thousands of extra dollars. And we speak your language, and we highly respect you, our customer. No service appointment is ever needed. Location, Kings Highway on Glenwood Road. Is Premier Luxury Lincoln headquarters in good old Brooklyn the very best? Boy, I guess.
Financing based on 48 months.
I'm John D'Agostino. from D'Agostino and Associates, the injury firm. I've been there, and I'll be there for you. Call my team first. 888-24-LAW-24. D'Agostino, Law, Bite Back.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a best man speech, but getting one from some random +1.
I am honored to be standing here today, also confused and a little hungry. Does anyone want to switch entrees? Pretty sure I checked beef.
You wouldn't settle for just any speech, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Famous Footwear has the latest styles from all my favorite brands like Nike, Adidas, Crocs, Converse, New Balance, Birkenstock, and more. And with over 830 stores, Famous Footwear is always nearby with fit experts to make sure my new shoes fit my feet and mom's budget. She says the prices are like really good, so you don't have to overspend to make it famous. Right now, buy one pair of shoes, get one half off at your local Famous Footwear store. Some exclusions apply.
This year's We Can Survive concert sold out just a few hours after we announced the pre-sale. But we have a pair of tickets for you to see Shabuzi, the Goo Goo Dolls, and Ed Sheeran. Just go to 1010wins.com/contests to enter to win.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good evening. It's 85 degrees at 6:20. I'm Mike Mishkin. Here's what's happening. Ukrainian President Zelensky will have plenty of backup this time for his meeting tomorrow with President Trump at the White House. European